Hi everyone, my name's Mad Matt Lugos. Welcome back to Disco Elysium, the final cut. So, I don't know if this is going to be like the last episode, guys. I don't know how close we are to the end. Feels like ever since I played Death Stranding and I had like the final 10 episodes, I thought, well, like the ending, it just wouldn't end. In a good way. Maybe we've got a lot further to go, but we found the sniper's nest. So now, as Kimmy takes a few notes, it's just a case of finding the perpetrator himself. But I mean, maybe we don't even find him. Maybe he's long gone. But our first port of call, I think, should be going for a little rest. We're gonna go for a little kip in the bed here, then we'll explore the northwest side of the little island before we turn the power back on to this part of the this kind of old abandoned little bit of island. So this hasn't got long left. We've got what is it, a conceptualization check. I just realized if you double click you run rather than pressing caps lock. This is the final episode and I've just realized that.
The greasy old spring mattress.
Yes.
The offer still stands. Take it. You don't look so good.
Yeah, just an hour.
You face the concrete wall. There's less light there, in the dark corner. Like a dog, you lie there.
Curl up with your knees close to your chest.
The blanket feels cold. The entire room does. Concrete and cold. Minutes pass. Half an hour maybe. The sounds of the sea beyond grow distant. Your eyelids close. Until
What?
you feel yourself standing up in the darkness, right next to the mattress. Slowly, the world begins to hatch from the blackness. It's evening.
Uh-oh. Kimmy? Kimmy? I don't like this. Okay, this must be a dream. The lieutenant's no longer here. Go outside to the beach. Okay, I don't like this. I feel like I've over-progressed this. I will reload if I feel like I've... The door's still here, closed. Feels strange somehow. You can't get in. Okay, maybe... It feels like this might be a dream sequence. I don't know. We've not had anything like this though in the game, so it feels probably unlikely, right? Maybe Kimmy's been taken prisoner. Yeah, this is the dream music that usually plays when our psyche's talking to us. Go down to the chain, there's something there. Now do it. Walk into the water. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You see her footprints on the water. Let's walk. Dora.
Dolores Day. The
Oh.
innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state turns around to face you. She has an airship airbag in her hand. She seems to be in a hurry. Okay, don't say you need to talk right away. Melt the ice first. This way you're already talking.
Melt the ice.
But you don't even want to talk to her. She would only be cold and mean. Let her go. Let her go? This is the Holy Queen of the territories of Muindi and Insulinda. Think of the historic knowledge we could glean. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win her back.
Huh. Where are you going?
I'm going to Morova, to live there in Grad. It's 1 million kilometers away, Harry. Might as well be another lifetime.
Okay, so the fact that she's appearing as Dolores Day, even though it's probably the voice of Dora, I don't know, it might just be representative of how much of a pedestal we put her on, maybe? That she's the equivalent of a deity in our mind, or something like that, or that important to us. What's in the bag?
Just my scepter, my globe crucigere, a spare silk gown, a toothbrush, travel documents, the crown of immortality.
A toothbrush, crown of immortality, nothing big. Aren't you already wearing that?
Oh, this.
She corrects the wreath on her forehead.
This is just a wreath. The crown of immortality is made of rarefied light, mana and raw palladium. It was passed on to me by the rulers of late antiquity.
Now hang on, this isn't necessarily a dream, is it? Because this could be an interaction with the Pale. This could be her memory somehow cross-pollinating with ours, or this could be something that actually... something like that, right? Experience in the past, experiencing someone else's memories, like the Pale driver said.
She looks at the suitcase, not knowing what more to say. Then, over her shoulder.
But I don't know, maybe this is just our memory with something weird put over the top of it, maybe. That seems more likely.
Anyway.
Something's off.
I'm sorry. I was heading to the aerodrome. I just don't have time to...
She stops mid-sentence, glances to her right, and looks at her bag.
She means she doesn't have time to tend to your emotions.
So you don't have time to tend to my emotions, then? She sighs and looks over her shoulder.
What are you doing? Stop saying things like that.
Hey!
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really good, actually. Both professionally and romantically. I've come to a fulfilling and peaceful period in my life. Well, how are you doing, Harry?
I don't think this is the same voice as the woman on the phone, but I suppose there was a lot of static, so it might not sound exactly the same. I'm in my head. I miss you.
Well, I'm in my head too. We're all in our heads.
In there, do you miss me?
Sometimes. Not as often as I used to. So much time has passed. More than it seems here.
She stares at her feet, the zebra stripes on the intersection. The lights of the video rental glow in her hair.
This is everything I always warned you about.
Can you stay for a moment? We need to talk. We need to have one more massive epic showdown.
No, Harry. No. I don't want a massive epic showdown. I want to go to the aerodrome. I have tickets for the 10:20 flight to Morova. Really.
She looks at you plaintively.
We don't have anything to talk about anymore. Every combination of words has been played out. The atoms don't form us anymore. Us. Our love. Our unborn daughters.
What? Did she miscarry?
It's all gone. I have to go to the aerodrome. I have to leave Revachol and you. And you have to be alone. In hell. Forever. That's just the way it is.
Oh God, whatever you do, don't try to kiss her yet. Not after that. You're still reeling. You'll fall over if you try now.
don't know if we'll get another chance, right? This is a red check. I'm worried that these are all... that these will all progress the dialogue. Not sure I want to listen to Savoir-Faire. But you said I have a vast soul, and you'll always come back to it.
We both said a lot of things. We were very young.
It was her. I can feel it. I can see it in her tender, long fingers, in her wrists. Her hand wrote it, said those things.
Actually, you didn't say it. You wrote it in a letter, a handwritten letter. I keep it close to me in my paperwork.
As Queen Regnant, I write a lot of letters.
She brushes a strand of white hair out of her eye. I have it right here. Let me refresh your memory. Pause bitterly, a trip down memory lane. You know what I mean. You left me a letter saying you will always come back to me. You can't believe how happy you are with me. Yeah, let's summarize instead of reciting. It'll be less exhausting for her.
Okay, Harry. Okay. It was morning and you slept. The room smelled of cigarettes and Rowans. There was hoarfrost on the ground when I left. It was autumn, the first one we had together. But you have to understand, it was 1,000,000 years ago. No, it was 100 million years ago. I was someone else then, filled to the brim with love for you, hanging on your every word. Oh, Harry, you were the coolest. But I am no longer that person. This,
She points to herself.
has taken her place. It will devour you. Harry, I will eat your mind.
The light of the video rental shines through her dress now. A DeLorean figure, cut in black, moves below. It's still her. Her legs, her breasts, her hips.
Can't you turn back to the person you were? I can see her in you, under the gown and that wreath.
And my crown of immortality? No,
She shakes her head.
you scared her out of me. With your crying, the awful time we wound up having. And the cheap rental flats you could afford. Can't you see? I can never think you're cool again. I can only think that way about new people.
Oh, this is making her seem very shallow, but... So I was cool then.
The coolest. With your leather jacket and your boot-cut pants. Smoking in the bus stop. I wanted you to be the rest of my life that day. And you were. Some of it, at least. You were my first. My first kiss. My first time to have sex. The first and worst time I fell in love. I will always have that with me. It's a fact. But that is all it is. It's like a ticket stub, Harry. It doesn't do anything anymore.
The ticket stub.
Yes, let's talk about that too. Let's bring it up, the zoo. In Le Jardin, the day we went east of the river, to the aquarium first, I was sad about my mother. I don't even know why. The shimmer of the fish tank on my face, the octopuses. It was just a day then, but to think, were we there now, you could touch my hair, kiss me, talk to me about anything, go virtually anywhere in the world. Not like now. Now our interactions are limited to pain and regret.
Voyager Road. I know that place. Where is it?
It's here, Harry. We are on Voyager Road. At the end of it, 300 meters from the stop. We used to come here to rent videos.
The house.
There. You could not pay the electrical bill. It became a lightless tomb. The years you spent training for the militia, my parents' money, it was not good.
What now? What happens now? What do we talk about next?
Is there really anything left? If not, we can always repeat one of the things we have already talked about. Talk about it again. If you do not feel like doing that, you should let me go to the aerodrome.
Leaving it like this, it's not a very good way for things to be.
It's not, but
She looks at her feet. Little golden sandals cover her toes. But what? Tell me there's something good.
I don't know why I said but. There is no but.
So that's it?
That's it, yes. We've talked about it a million times. You will get over it, just like I did. People do. Things will get good for you again.
I'm not getting over it at all. You're right, I don't even remember who you are anymore. Maybe. I think I've reached the end of the investigation. Honestly, number one feels more true. And, I mean, they're all true, right? But I don't think I'm getting over it at all, to tell you the truth.
It just takes some time. For you, I think it will take something like 20 years, maybe? It was hard for me too, you know? I used to think I couldn't live without you.
She looks you straight in the eye. Her irises are light blue, flecked with green.
But I can.
She keeps her shoulders squared and her back straight, but it's clear you're still making her sad.
So you felt that way once? That you can't live without me?
Yes. But that time is gone now. So very gone.
20 years is a long time.
Yes. It only took me 1 year, maybe 2. Phew.
She smiles and wipes her brow in relief. I'm not gonna apologise for making us sad. This whole interaction's sad, right? It doesn't have to be like this. Maybe we could try again.
No, Harry. We can't.
Why not?
We already tried again, and it didn't work.
Let's be the last sane people in the world, but only twice. If it doesn't work, let's lose our minds and let it all sink into the pail. I quite like that. A bit fatal, but sure.
Yes, of course. You've got everything under control, and I'm hysterical because I don't want to keep hurting you.
She looks away from you. What went wrong the second time round?
I don't know. Please.
She shuffles from one golden sandaled foot to the other. In the distance, a streetcar screeches. Why? Tell me why, I don't remember.
Harry, we can't be together because you're insane.
Her eyes turn to sorrowful ovals.
She avoids turning them to you.
How?
They're turning moist now. Her eyes. She slowly shakes her head and tries to get hold of herself, brushing her hands in her gown.
Insane? Do you mean literally, figuratively?
You know what I mean.
Everyone gets a little down. In case you haven't noticed, I'm a cop. It's not easy work. Like some kind of academy or something.
A cop? You've worked there for so long you can't even talk like a normal person anymore. It's always lists with you. Questions.
Questions? Did someone say questions?
They're not lists, they're trees.
This is another one, isn't it? We're in a tree right now.
Yes, but it's not possible to talk without trees. Lists are absolutely normal, everyone has them. You just list everything you want to ask. But I like my list storer.
It's not just the lists or trees or whatever. You get sad, Harry. Too sad. People can't get that sad. It's impossible to watch.
What? So, because we're struggling, that means you just abandon us?
Other people get sad too, but not like you. You stayed down for too long. Until you start giving your thoughts names and talking to things.
Well, help me then.
In conclusion, you're ill. You're an old, insane man. And you have to be in hell until the end of your life. And I have to go to Morova.
I mean, I'm not going to call her a war criminal. I get the feeling you're not really Dolores Day.
I don't know what you mean. Dolores Day?
She looks at you quizzically. It doesn't seem like a mystery she wants to get into. I've heard you before. You're the voice on the phone.
Oh, Harry, you shouldn't have done that.
She shakes her head very slowly, her white hair brushing her shoulders. Do what?
Call me like that.
You ruined it. There was still a chance. You should have waited longer. She would have called you instead.
Maybe you would have called me if I was more patient.
Oh, Harry, do you really think so?
No.
We haven't talked in years. I don't want to call you. I don't want to hear from you. I think of you less and less every year. Weeks go by without me remembering you.
Fucking hell. She's laying it on thick here.
Months already. Soon it will be years. Every season that passes, the light gets less clear. I sit there in Morova, in the holy gratitude of my bliss. I put my hand on my belly and smile.
The air gets cold around you. She looks down on her stomach, then up at you. Her eyes are full of tremendous distance and mystery. The death blow is coming.
Your name?
Means pain.
I don't want to say that.
Why? That's what dolor means.
You're the symbol of pain.
Great. Now I'm the symbol of pain.
The smile immediately disappears from her face. The air remains just as cold.
That was not the death blow yet. You saved yourself. For now. Keep stumbling around, and it will happen.
You're the morning.
The morning? I don't understand.
No, I meant mourning. I'm grieving, but you're not really dead.
Oh my God, Harry, stop. I don't want to hear anything about the morning. Mourning someone who's still alive. Any of that.
It's the same feeling, right? It is the same feeling. You know, when it goes on for an extended period of time, I mean, it's not exclusively related to someone dying, it's just related to a painful change in your life, right? That can feel like that.
I can't do that anymore. I'm not 80 years old, I'm 32. People my age are not supposed to mourn.
She breathes out. It sounds more angry than a sigh. You're the ex.
Wasn't I Dolores Day just a second ago? Now I'm the X thing? You're confusing me. Look, I have to be at the Lausanne Aerodrome at 10:20 p.m. I still have a light rail to catch.
I wonder if this is pretty much how the interaction went down in real life when it happened.
I haven't even bought the tickets yet.
We all told you. Everyone warned you.
Everyone?
Everyone. Literally all of you.
I should have gone even deeper, to a place where I never met you, because it's impossible to meet people in the abyss of the void. I'm glad we are getting closure.
I'm glad too, but I have to go. My friends are waiting for me on the platform. I can't let them wait. It's impolite.
What?
Say nothing, I think. You know what's impolite? Consigning a lieutenant detective of the RCM to eternal damnation. Yeah, say nothing.
She does not look back. Instead, eyes her fingernails. They're bitten frayed. The evening wind blows in. The gown wraps around her like a white flag.
I mean, didn't suggestion say we were close to finding the name? You saved yourself for now, keep stumbling around. I don't really want to say this, but let's go with it. We're all just evil apes.
You don't have to hate the world. Can't you see how kind and beautiful everything is? I don't have time to deal with your pessimism. There are so many people at the stop at this hour. They're all going to the aerodrome.
Yeah, sure. Beautiful world, a beautiful aerodrome.
See?
She smiles as if a weight is lifted off her shoulders.
The weight is you and your hate.
On second thought, you'll have to be Dolores Day, Queen Regnant of the territories of Mundi and Insulindi, and nothing else.
Yes, Harry. I am. Things have gotten much better for me, now that I am the ruler of the known world. Oh God, it's already so late. I have to go, Harry.
She pulls up the silvery sleeve of her gown to check the time.
A tiny golden watch with red straps around her bony little wrists.
I mean, honestly, the first half of the interaction was getting me quite emotional because just, you know, it's like that when a relationship ends, right? But then it kind of turned a bit ruthless, right? So I'm unsure whether I want to do this, whether I want to try and kiss her now, because she's obviously has no interest in it. But she might be being that cold and ruthless just to try and push us away, because she knows it's what's good for her. But I don't think we should avoid this. One last kiss before she goes. I think that would be fair enough, right? The kiss doesn't have to mean anything. I know she can love us, but she still has to go, right? Let's try. Oh, Harry.
With your feet trembling from the steps you took, tepid and fearful, you stand against her body close to you, radiating warmth. With your eyes closed, you move your lips on her mouth. She is not kissing you back.
But I succeeded. I feel her breath, her cheek against mine, cold silver against my forehead. Squeeze her wrist, move your mouth. Squeeze her wrist.
Her hand does not return the grip. Her body is rigid. A current of unease courses through it. Distrust. For you. The curve of her spine. Her shoulders hunched. She keeps herself stiff. Her center guarded from your motions. Unresponsive to your guidance.
Just on a side note, I'm a little worried that this is the ending to the game now and that we've not solved the case. Because I think this is going to trigger a heart attack. But I succeeded.
This was not about failure
Yeah,
or
I know.
success. This was always going to be horror.
Mm-hmm.
I should not have suggested it, and you should not have listened to me.
I don't think we should look at any of these. No, you're not kissing me back.
The moment is ending. She is going to move her face away from yours, trying hard not to look at you. When she withdrew and you held on to her hand, she tried not to look at your face and see the expression there. Brother, you should put me in front of a firing squad. I have no words for how I failed you.
That's it then.
No, Harry. Not yet. There is one more thing you have to see.
She slides her hands down her chest and onto her lower stomach and smiles.
I'm pregnant.
The man I heard on the phone, it's his, right?
Yes, he did it.
She looks down at her belly and up into your old eyes.
I terminated yours. Don't you remember, you poor fuck? You poverty-stricken fuck.
Jesus.
Now, go ahead. Ask me more questions. Let's talk about something else.
She wipes her palms into the silk of her gown.
No, this has to end.
Yeah.
Do the last one. More questions. Ask more.
Don't go.
I have to, Harry. Really, I've already missed the 8:30. I'm gonna go now.
Her fingers wrap around the bag handle.
I was wrong. You don't have power over her anymore. You shouldn't have said that. I am wrong about everything. You should go on without me.
It's weird. You have sworn a holy oath, Harry. You have begged her. She herself begged you not to let her go. Wait, can't we sit down and have a coffee first? There's a cafeteria on the corner. Hold on, what's there to do in Morova? But I swore I wouldn't let you go. You told me, you asked me to be this way. Okay, I understand. Nods silently like a martyr. No, actually, wait. I need to see my list again. I'm sorry. Where's my list? Wait. I think this is over, dude. I don't think there's any point hanging on anymore. She said she terminated her pregnancy out of spite towards us. I guess there's nothing. I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you can have an abortion for all kinds of reasons, right? You don't want to bear the children of someone you've grown to hate, I suppose. And I don't know if you could say it's the right thing to do, but correct thing to do. Not to bring children into the world into a broken family, or a family that's never going to operate right. I don't know. Just the way she said it, though. You poverty-stricken fuck. I mean, I don't know if that's part of the Dolores Day thing coming out, or whether that was what she might have actually said. But I don't think I'm going to try and hold on to her anymore. Okay, I understand.
No, you don't. You're just being a martyr. And I'm really going now. The time is up. I must be on the 10:20 flight.
Am I ever going to see you again?
I won't see you, but you will see me.
And how can that be?
Oh, Harry. This is a dream. Can't you see? I'm already in Morova by now. Who knows how long ago this happened? A year? 2? 5 years ago?
So I'll see you again in my head then.
Right here, tomorrow night. Once this dream starts happening, it keeps happening. 3 times a week, at least. And Harry, It really, really looks like it started happening again. There's the video rental. I'm suffocatingly beautiful and young, and I smell of tutti frutti chewing gum, like I did that time when I asked you for forgiveness, after leaving you the first time, so long ago.
God. Sorry, I just kicked my table by accident. So it's tough to tell how much of her is caricatured, right? I'm suffocatingly beautiful and young and all this stuff. I doubt she would have been this insufferable, right? But this is intolerably bad.
Oh yes, this is real darkness. It's not death or war or child molestation. Real darkness has love for a face. The first death is in the heart, Harry.
Yeah. How would you put it? Like, real misery doesn't exist in the darkness. Real misery exists when you're in the darkness with knowledge of the light, right?
See you tomorrow.
Well, I guess we've recovered from the hangover then.
You're up quick. How was your sleep?
Let's solve the fucking case. My sleep was deep and invigorating. Desperately try to cover up all the blood seeping out with your hands. Blood? Actually, it was total annihilation. Swallow the blood and conclude. Let's comb the entire island, centimetre by centimetre. That's the next step in the task chain. Yeah, it was total annihilation, Kim.
I did not want to wake you. Perhaps I should have? Was it a job dream?
No, an ex-wife dream.
The lieutenant nods solemnly. I understand. We've all been through similar things. It can be overcome.
Let's solve this fucking case, Kim.
Are you sure you're okay? You thrashed around and you bolted up, halfway covered in blood from your wounds.
No, let's just spit out the blood and get back to work. We're a badass like that.
Okay.
He replies simply.
He's still worried. You must have really thrashed and squealed in your sleep.
Right, here's our thought, and then
Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center. You're at home, stupid cop. Not with the art crowd. You hate them. Everyone hates them. Even they hate themselves. It's nauseating. An industry built on sprezzatura and sparkling wine. And, let's be honest, tax evasion schemes. The Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center is the heart of this unholy symbiosis of aesthetics and tax optimization. And now that you've internalized it, you can have a piece too.
-2 to suggestion. Great. I've got a skill point, I'm just going to forget this. Oh, bloody hell. We're not going to... There's just not the right time in the game for this, is it? Wow, so that was Dora. Pregnant. We don't know that she's pregnant at the minute, right? That's just a fear manifesting itself. But the fact that, you know, it's saying that she terminated the child, the child we were going to have with her, that's really dark, right? Really dark. You know, and, you know, with abortion, I guess, I guess the argument is always like, because she obviously took the decision herself, but it's her body, but it's not only her child, right? So for her to do it without our consent, It's a pretty shitty thing to do, right? Guess it just depends which way you look at that. But at the same time, you don't know how caricatured she is in the dream, whether she would have actually said that the time where we had to let her go, or whether just in our mind being so, you know, tortured has changed that interaction somewhat. I'm really annoyed about this thought. I should have guessed it would have been something sciencey though, with it being about these guys. None of these are particularly short, are they? Okay, so we've got two that are quite short. Okay, should we go for the magnesium-based life form then, if we've got that much time left? Let's forget this thing, because I want my suggestion back. And let's stick magnesium-based life form in, because we don't really need shivers anyway. It's going to be at a 0 now, but it's either that or finger pistols, and I don't want to lose the savoir-faire. Sure. Alright. This is a encyclopedia check, right? So it's not encyclopedia, it's a conceptualization, right?
Soft covers, serialized, fantastique.
Yeah. Right, we'll do this, and then I think I might actually end this episode, guys, just because I think that whole dream sequence deserves its own episode, right? Give this a try. Pretty sure that's all our conceptualization stuff. Yep. Right, it's pretty low.
Soft covers, serialized, fantastique, and
Hit me.
detectives. Not that you can tell.
Snake
This
eyes.
is a digest of someone who's dead bored. Most of it is for entertainment purposes. Fittingly right next to the radiola on the floor.
Dude. That's my second snake eyes, right? I've only hit 166. Come on now. Nothing out of the ordinary?
Maybe it's a little old-fashioned. There's a nude mag. More than that, you can't say. The print in some of these is pretty small, though. This person has...
Yeah, fine. Fine! So much spite. Right. I'm going to keep the pain threshold scarf just so it stops us from having to heal. I'm quite happy with this build. Alright guys, I am going to leave that episode there. I know that this is a bit short, but like I said, it's nice to just keep that whole little dream sequence, give it its own episode. I mean, let's just talk about it for a second because, yeah, I mean, you just kind of tap into the own emotions that you've felt, right, whenever you've ended up going through a relationship that's ended or something. I mean, I know that they all end in different ways. Some less important, some more important, right? But you know, whether you like it or not, they always kind of leave an imprint on you, right? I always remember something. It was in a comedic sense, but I always remember Bill Burr talking about if he died, his wife would get over it in like. What did he say? He was talking to her when he said it. Like, you know, give it like a month, and then you would have like moved on and been really pragmatic about it. Whereas if it was me, I'd probably like just end up being like a drunk or something and never get over it. And you know what she was talking about, like how she was thinking about Harry less and less each day. I mean, there's a pragmatism to that, right? I really didn't like what she was talking about us being poor and about us being, you know, mentally ill, really. And that was those were legitimate reasons for her to leave. But you know, there are difficulties living with someone who has such poignant mental struggles, but it doesn't mean you should give up on them, right? The poverty thing, I mean, but I don't know. I guess a breakup is it's never gonna really be. You can pretend that it's amicable sometimes, right? If it's not been brought on by something really contentious, like infidelity or violence or something like that. I don't know how drug-addled or alcoholic Harry was previously, but I don't know, it's a shame for her to throw any like mental illness at him as a reason for her leaving, right? That's just so... I don't know, that's just so horrible, right? That's so horrible. But I guess there is a reality to living with someone who might be... I don't know what you'd describe Harry as at this point, because he's talking to things, right? So maybe you'd consider him as a positive schizophrenic. You know, he's projecting his sensory experiences onto things in the world, right? But yeah, very, very sad. Okay, guys, we'll leave this episode here. I hope you enjoyed this one. Leave me a like if you did. And just remember, everybody, never trust and uncrate. I'll see you back on the island.